Alright, welcome back. So, this episode we're going to be doing the summit. Now, here's the thing with this episode. I started to record it, and I was just getting really frustrated. So, I decided to just do the the gameplay by itself without the commentary. Just because this is it's a tough game, and I do tend to get a little frustrated with it. And I didn't really want that coming out in the commentary. So I decided to just do it separately. That way I could focus on the gameplay and then do the commentary later when I would be less frustrated and I could give better commentary. That, and we had some audio issues, so it just made the most sense to do post commentary on it. So, here's the thing with this level. This is actually an amalgamation of all the different levels in the game. Since you got knocked down in the previous level of Reflection, you actually have to kind of climb your way back up to get back to the summit. It's one of the more unique ones where you actually get the strawberry first and then try to escape the death trap. Unfortunately, yeah, the strawberry won't let you let you collect it until you get past this gray breakable block naturally. I mean, what's the challenge if there aren't spikes involved? So here's the thing with this level in particular. Since it is an amalgamation of all the previous levels, what you're gonna see is they're all abridged versions. They're not nearly as long as the actual levels themselves. Obviously, that should be fairly obvious to anyone, but still, something to point out. And instead of having a crystal heart just at the very end, there's actually different gems in every sub-level. And here's the thing, you need to get all of them in order to unlock it. Now, I think if you start the level over and have already collected it, you'll already have it. But I mean, what's the point if you don't get them all in one go, right? Alright, this can be kind of a tricky one. The key is you need to start high enough up so that when Madeline is in between dashes, when she starts to kind of fall a little, she won't fall right into the spikes. You don't want to jump off the side, you just want to dash off of it. Otherwise, you'll get too much horizontal distance during the dash and go right into the spikes. We haven't even gotten to the other side. I think the other side's a little easier. This one's just difficult because of the position of the spikes. Now, I would recommend jumping onto that side. Just do a normal jump and jump onto the side, obviously try and avoid hitting the spikes. But that should get you at least a little closer. To the crystal itself. said that this one might be easier. I must have been wrong. I don't know. And everyone is different, obviously, with these. Some people can get these very easily, while other people struggle, like me. And that's probably the most annoying part, is when you're about to get it, but you're just like a couple pixels off and you end up running right into the spikes. Okay, so as you can see, what I'm doing is I'm jumping forward. I just need to jump up. There you go. Because since I'm jumping forward, the dash is taking me too far. So the easiest way that I've found is to not bother with the holding on to these little ledges, like for this first one. Just go below and you should be able to dash. This is another tough strawberry because you have to take it, you have to go so far to get back onto solid ground. And there's not really a whole lot of room for error there. The other problem is, maybe this is just me, but it seems like Madeline loses her stamina a lot faster in these later levels. Maybe it's designed to be like that, but... Or maybe it's just like certain sections are purposely designed to be more stamina draining. But I thought I cut out most of these trial and error deaths. I tried to take out most of the fluff. So I think at this point I'm almost considering, not doing it, but I guess we did manage to get it. So coming from the other side, it seems to be easier that way. And the little bumpers do restore your dashes. So here's the special thing with this level. This gives you the double dash. I think we get introduced to it in the previous level in order to get out of the area, but this is where you're primarily going to use it. So this purple bubble is actually Madeline. And you need to use her to get you out of the area. You know that the subsection or the sub-level is almost done when you see her. Okay, so you want to ignore her. And come over to the side here, and that is our first crystal sort of thing. The thing that we need to unlock the crystal heart at the very end of the level. Stop jinxing it. Alright, so we're back in the city area. I think it's the second level of the game. Just like the previous, or the original city level, it's filled with spikes and these launching platforms. This is definitely one that you can lose your stamina pretty easily on. But at least we got the strawberry. Alright. Now just don't try not to die, Madeline. Well, they're technically the same person, Madeline and Madeline, but Madeline is often considered, I guess, an amalgamation of all of Madeline's like self-doubts and anxiety and stuff. All right. So you do need to grab onto that launching platform. You don't want to try and skip it, because that's going to give you enough height to get over. You also need to let go of the second one so that you can get over to the side of the wall. Had it almost right the first time. Alright, there we go. Just because I'm curious. If I see like a large portion of ceiling like that, I just think there has to be something here, right? Also, one other thing of note that I didn't really notice the first time I played, besides, you know, Madeline's hair color being a little different, or being different, and this might be an effect of not having the backpack on, but Madeline's actually standing taller than what she was in the previous levels. And again, I don't know if that's because she just doesn't have the backpack on it anymore. She's being weighed down, and she's not being weighed down as much. But I like to think that it's a symbolic thing, that she's no longer being weighed down by her anxieties and self-doubt and her fear and stuff. And, you know, obviously I'm sure there's different ways to interpret it. And maybe, you know, that wasn't really the intention. But for a game that seems like it's very symbolistic with that type of stuff, it seems like that would be what they're kind of going for. Whenever I get nervous, I end up, like, dashing more than what I should. Alright, so here is the second crystal. This is another one of those rooms where you gotta kind of time where you're doing your dashes. Both vertically and horizontally, you need to make sure that you're positioned correctly, because it's very easy to accidentally dash at the wrong time like that and kind of screw yourself over. Now, I'm probably doing this the more complex way of, you know, and just like the crystal hearts, you do have to dash into it for it to shatter or be absorbed through osmosis or whatever. Alright. So again, with these type of strawberries, you do need to be careful when you dash, because they will fly away. And when they do, you gotta reset the room. stupid spikes. Like, are these spikes supposed... Like, who put these here? Are they just, like... icicles? I mean, it is snowing, but usually icicles don't form on the bottom. Trying to remember if there's any hidden secrets anywhere in here. I'm sure I've missed a couple, and I mean, I'm not going to be too like perfectionist with this, because I'll be honest, we're definitely not doing the B or C sides. That is just not what this is about. This is not what I really want to do for this series. I think what I'm going to do, like, for the core, I'm not going to do the core. Like, I haven't beaten the core, so there's that part of me that I don't really want to try and fumble through something like that, having not even beaten it. I've played a little bit of it, but I think overall it's just better to end the series like on chapter 7. I might at least show like what the inside of the core looks like and how you get into it in like the little cutscene before you enter it, but I don't think it's necessary to do it for this Let's Play. And I'm just not a, good enough player at the game to really justify trying to show it off, or at least do the actual level. I can at least show off like the game or the level itself, just like the aesthetic and stuff. But yeah, and at least tell you about what you do in the level. Of all, I don't know, I think of all the, like, sub-levels, I kind of like this one the most. Or at least, I like these things that you can just kind of super dash through. You do have to kind of, keep in mind what's on the other side, like spikes and walls, and you also have to be careful not running out of your dash. In this room, it's not that big of a deal because there are the launch pads really close by that you can easily get to. But in some of these rooms, they don't really have any. So if you run out of your dash, good luck. Because there's... Specifically, the room that I'm thinking of is the room with the gem in it. In that particular room, there's nothing to stand on. It's spiked floors. And you have to do all the locks in order to open the locked door. We'll be seeing that here soon. So I think this episode we're doing like the first 3 levels or sub-levels, and then in the next episode we'll be doing the 4th, 5th, and 6th sub-levels, and then in the final episode, I guess, is when we'll be doing the final area. And I do intend to do that one live, because I think that that one makes the most sense to do live. It's just these ones are generally a little more frustrating. And I don't really want that to come out in this. Yeah, that was probably one of the most obvious cuts that we've seen so far. Maybe you might have noticed some of them. But I think I did a fairly good job of hiding it. It does help when a lot of the environment does look the same. There isn't a whole lot of movement in the background or anything like in the Madeline fight where there's all this stuff going on. All these moving little sprites happening even when you're not moving or doing anything. Alright. So, I think this is a level that you're kind of intended to do everything, do multiple times because of the way it's kind of set up. I think so if you want to do it all in one go, you need to start on the right side, and you see that blue strawberry down there. That's one of the strawberries that we've already gotten. As you can tell, that this is kind of where I decided to restart the level, because I missed something, because I went too far ahead. So this is the room that I was talking about with the crystal. You have to do all these locks. You need to make sure that you keep your dash recharged, otherwise you're gonna fall. So that was the reason why I had to restart the level, because I forgot where the crystal was, and I had already passed this point, which was the point of no return, which is why why I'm showing this off. Alright, so once you go past that top level there, you can't go back. You have to finish off the level or you have to restart. This level was definitely probably the most difficult to edit because of the going back and forth, or having to restart the level didn't help things. And I'm out of dash, so I have to kill myself. Alright. We should be almost to the end of the level. Again, once you see Madeline, you know that you're at the tail end of the level. And usually at the very end, there's at least a secret somewhere. Usually a strawberry, or in the case of the first sub-level, there was the first crystal. Okay, so there's Madeline. Try not to dash yourself right into the wall. So now, I think it might be up there, but I ended up skipping it. No, never mind. It's in this very obvious block. So I believe there's only ever one in the level. So again, what happened there was I got the strawberry, realized that I did something wrong, and then decided to go back. So anyways, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next part.